Proportion. This is our first lesson in proportion, Chapter 3, Ratio and Proportion. A proportion is a statement that says two ratios or two rates are equivalent. Examples: 12 over 16 is equal to 3 over 4. 4 over 5 is equal to 12 over 15. So here we are comparing two ratios. We can also compare two rates. For example, 5 liters over 200 pesos is equal to 7 liters over 280 pesos. So you might see something like this when you are buying gasoline. Although I don't expect you to be driving cars right now, but in the future, this is something that you will see when you buy 5 liters of gasoline. You may have to pay 200 pesos for 5 liters of gasoline. How do you verify if a statement is a proportion? Okay, so in order for a statement to be a proportion, it must be a true statement. Okay, you are comparing rates, two rates that are indeed equal to each other. So how do we verify if a statement is indeed a proportion? So this is what we do. We shall write the ratios or rates in reduced form. When they are indeed equal, they will have the same reduced forms. We can also verify if a statement is indeed a proportion by writing the rates in unit rates. Okay? Or by performing cross multiplication. A over B is equal to C over D if and only if A times D is equal to C times B. So if this is true, then this is true. Example 3.8, are the proportions true? Is 39 over 48 equal to 13 over 16? Is 7 over 8 equal to 11 over 12? Okay, so let us solve letter A. So let us reduce 39 over 48 to its reduced form. 3 is a common factor. And dividing by 3 will give you this, 13 over 16. So 39 over 48 is indeed equal to 13 over 16 because 13 over 16 is the reduced form of 39 over 48. How about letter B? How do we verify that this is indeed a proportion? Let us use cross multiplication. If 7 over 8 is indeed equal to 11 over 12, then this must be true. Their cross product must be true. 7 times 12 is equal to 84, but 8 times 11 is equal to 88. They are not equal. So this means this statement is not a proportion because it is not true. Example 3.9, are the proportions true? How about this? So here we are comparing rates. Okay? So this looks like something that might happen when you buy 4 kilograms of rice. You may have to pay 150 pesos for that. Okay, so is this a proportion? How about this one? 3 centimeters in 4 days is equal to 9 centimeters over 12 days. Is this statement a proportion? Let us work on letter A. So this is what we shall do. We shall write both rates. We shall write both rates as a unit rate. Okay? So 150 divided by 4 is equal to 37.5 pesos per 1 kilogram. So let us write this as a unit rate, 450 pesos over 12 kilograms. How do you do that? Well, you just divide 450 by 12. And that is also equal to 37.5 pesos per kilogram. So these two rates have the same unit rates. Conclusion, this statement is true. Therefore, this is a proportion. How about this one? Let us write this in reduced form. So the common factor between 9 and 12 is 3. We divide common factor and the result is this, 3 centimeters over 4 days. So this statement is true. This is a proportion. Example 3.10. A carpenter measures that 9 cement hollow blocks are needed for a retaining wall that is 2 feet long. So a retaining wall, that is a wall that you build to stop the soil from getting eroded. Okay? Assuming that the rate is the same, or assuming that a longer wall will require a proportionate increase in the number of hollow blocks needed to build that wall, okay? How many hollow blocks are needed for a retaining wall that is 24 feet long? So let us set up our proportion. So 9 hollow blocks is needed for a retaining wall that is 2 feet long. It's like 9 hollow blocks for every wall that is 2 feet long. That is how you can say it. And since this is one of proportion, how many hollow blocks are needed for a retaining wall that is 24 feet long? So our assumption here is one of proportionality. What is the value of n? So what we do is we just solve for n. We multiply both sides of this equation by 24, and this will give us this. N is equal to 108 hollow blocks. So when the length of the retaining wall is only 2 feet long, you need 9 hollow blocks. But when the retaining wall must be 24 feet long, you will need 108 hollow blocks.